All right, I'm here to review the Mark Pickleball family of pickleball paddles. The first one I got was actually the Mark 1X, and I started using it in probably March of 2024, and I loved it. It's got a long handle, which facilitates that two-hand backhand when you need to run one hand up the paddle onto the neck, and then you can put two fingers behind the paddle if you want for that two-handed backhand. It's got a fair amount of grit. You might be able to see the actual waves, the waviness of that grit right there. It's a Kevlar carbon paddle, hybrid shape, so it's not too fat and it's not too long. It's in that hybrid family of paddle shapes. It's got a big sweet spot. That's what I liked about it a lot. When you're first starting to play pickleball, you get a lot of off-center hits, and the smaller the sweet spot, the worse off you're going to be. So having that big sweet spot that is reliable on the hard, especially the hard shots from your opponent, really good. This one is called the Versatility. Well, it's got the name Versatility on the back. The Mark 1 was one that I was curious about after having the Mark 1X. So I got the Mark 1. It's almost identical. It's got a slightly shorter handle. Okay. It feels like it's maybe got a little bit more weight around the throat area and the neck. So I don't know if that's a fact or not. And by the way, all these paddles that I'm going to tell you about right now weigh right around 7.9 to 8.1 ounces. Occasionally you'll find one as low as 7.7 ounces, but generally the Mark Pickleball family, 7.9 to 8.1 ounces. All right, so we're back to the Mark 1, and it's got about the same amount of grittiness on that Kevlar carbon surface. These are both 16 millimeter paddles, and for that matter, all of the Mark Pickleball paddles so far are 16 millimeters. They all have the edge guard all the way around, and they all feel pretty well balanced. You can see possibly that I added some tungsten tape to this paddle. I'm not sure it's needed. Used it quite a long time without it. You see people using, the tape, and you want to find out what the tape is about. You don't need the tape. All right, so after you get used to playing with a control paddle for a while, you want to try out a power paddle. Their first power paddle from Mark Pickleball was the Mark II, and it's got, as you can see, an extended paddle face. So in contrast to the hybrid paddles that you saw before, this one's got about an inch and a half in length beyond what you have for the paddle face for the other one. Now, what you do sacrifice a little bit is the handle length. So if you really like that two-handed backhand, this makes it a tiny bit more difficult, but still possible. The power in the Mark II was a little over the top for me. I wasn't used to the transition, or I didn't get used to the transition from the control paddle to the power paddle very quickly, and I found myself going back to the Mark 1 and the Mark 1X relatively soon after giving the Mark II a try. So that's something to consider. A little bit less control, much more power. Then they came out with the Mark II R2, and I started using this one about a week and a half ago. This one looks unused because it is, but mine is well broken in already. In game one, I could already tell it was going to be my new go-to paddle. It's super balanced, so in the hand it feels like the weight distribution of the paddle is exactly where you want it to be. Not too head heavy, not too throat heavy, not too handle heavy, just really good distribution of weight all the way around. Kevlar carbon surface, oh my God, it feels exquisite. It imparts tons of spin. And what I like about this paddle is that although it's probably on the surface a power paddle, you're not losing any control. So when I stepped on the court with it for the first game, I was a little apprehensive. Am I going to miss the control that I had with the Mark 1 and the Mark 1X? What I discovered was this was a brilliant evolution of the Mark I paddles combined with the Mark II paddle. And the Mark II R2 is an amazing paddle, and it comes at a very fair price.